Hi friends, good afternoon. I have provided the payment business analyst training for student and corporate people. In case you would like to join the course, please approach for me tamilbusinesstechnews at gmail.com. In this video, let's we talk about MT195 request for query. What are the content should be available in my PPT? Purpose of the message, scope of the message, simple example flow, query code, narrative feeds, MT195 mapping, M2 to MX conversion. These are the details should be available in my PPT. Let's be discussed about MT195 request for query. What do you think about MT195 request for query? In case you have any doubt in your transaction, you need some clarification in your transaction, what you do, you raise one query. That's we called as a request for query. In this message should be talk about request for query. MT195 should be talk about request for query. The response should be come for MT196. That should be provided for the separate PPT. Purpose of MT195. The sender can able to raise any kind of queries to receiver side. In case they initiate the transaction twice or not, any technical fault in their transaction or not, beneficiary dates is a correct or not, beneficiary account number is a correct account number or not, all the queries, what are the doubts should be available in your transaction. Whenever you initiated, on the time you raise your query regarding your transaction. It's provide a clarification, okay? Either you can able to raise your query via SIP network as well as non-SIP message also, the people can able to raise the query because they initiate the transaction, they have some doubt in their transaction, on the time they need to get the clarification. So the purpose they are raising for the query. Request for query. Maybe the request for query should be followed as a certain kind of pattern, okay? It should be talk about field 75. The field 75 should be talk about the query number, okay? Based on the query number, the query should be raised. Otherwise, you can able to use for the narrative field, okay? You can able to raise your query both the way, either your query number or narrative. The field 75 should be talk about the query number. Field 77A should be talk about the narrative query. What is the scope of the message? It should be transferred for the one financial institution to another financial institution. Suppose sender raise the query. In case my transaction, I provide the correct beneficiary account number or not. Sender raise the query. It's move for the sending correspondent, receiver correspondent, intermediary, account with institution, beneficiary like that. Okay, it's move for the one financial institution to another financial institution. Either the sender is a corporate customer, they need to inquiry about the transaction. It's a corporate customer to financial institution. Otherwise, the one financial institution to another corporate customer. It all the combination should be come. Whatever the query should be raised, that all the queries come for the MT195. Here I have provided one simple example request flow. The debtor should be initiated for the MT101 payment initiation message. After it's come to the debtor agent, either the debtor agent convert for the message MT103 or MT202 cover or 202 based on the conditions. Once the transaction move for the debtor agent, intermediate agent, creditor and creditor, okay. Suddenly the debtor think about, I will provide the beneficiary account number is a correct account number or not. I need to inquiry about my transaction. Okay, what they happen? Debtor send the request to debtor agent. Debtor agent initiate for the request for query MT195. The request for query sent to the intermediary agent or creditor agent. Once where the transaction should be appear, where the transaction should be appear in the face, they given the response. This is your beneficiary account number like that. The response should be transferred for the MT196. Request should be initiated for the MT195. The response should be get for the MT196. Any phase the request you can able to raise. Debtor sender can able to initiate the request. It should be go for any phase. Debtor agent, intermediate agent, creditor agent or creditor. All the phases. What are the rules should be available for the MT195? It should be unique code and narrative. You can able to inquiry about your transaction. In case the financial institution to financial institution, how the transaction inquiry should be happen based on the field 21 related reference number. You can able to provide your query as full description or query code or narrative. Both the way you can able to given your queries. Okay. Once you raise the MT195, damn sure you can able to get the response for MT196. How the tracking should be happen based on your UETR number, okay, because UETR number should not be changed for the end of the transaction. It should be common for all the phases. So based on the UETR number, the transaction inquiry should be happen Same like that MT195, MT295, MT995, all are the query message only. Direct banking transaction. What is the direct banking related transaction? In case the ordering institution and beneficiary institution both the bank have a natural vasto relationship, that relationship we call it as a direct banking relationship. In this scenario, we know initiate the transaction to Rahul. We know located from India, Rahul located from UAE. We don't need to send 15k AED to Rahul. What they happen? We know approach for the ordering institution SB because we know hold the account in ordering institution SB. SB have a direct relationship with the Citibank UAE because the SB India and Citibank UAE both the bank have a natural vasto relationship. So Citibank UAE Rahul hold to the account in Citibank UAE. The fund should be transferred very easily ordering institution to receiving bank Citibank UAE. After the fund should be given to the Rahul. What are the fields should be mandatory option for the MT195? Transaction reference number field 20. Whenever the transaction should be initiated, on the time one reference number should be generated, that reference number we call the transaction reference number. Field 21. Related reference number. This related reference number should be used for the one financial institution or another financial institution tracking. Field 75 query. Whatever the query is there, what enquiry included, whether the Benny account is a current account or not, beneficiary name is a current account or not, all the enquiry can enable to done for the queries. 77A narrative. Narrative should be the some kind of codes. Okay, within the code you can able to do the enquiry. 7011A empty and data of original message. When the message should be initiated, that should be talk about 11A. 79 narrative description of the message. Empty narrative description should be talk about for this field. This is the indirect banking relationship. In case the bank should not have a direct relationship, on the time the flow should be happen for this way. We know hold to the account in SB India, Rahul hold to the account in Citibank UAE. Both the bank don't have direct relationship. On the time what they happen, the sender correspondent, receiver correspondent, intermediary account with institution, many parties should be involved based on the combination. In this scenario, we don't need to send 15k to Rahul. We know Rahul don't have a direct banking relationship because we now holding the account in SB India, Rahul holding the account in Citibank UAE. So we know bank ordering institution SB India should be approached by the sender correspondent should be approached by the receiver correspondent should be approached by the beneficiary bank. That is a simple example. We now need to send a 15k to Rahul. What they happen? We know hold the account ordering institution SB India, they don't have a direct relationship with the Citibank UAE. The Citibank UAE only the Rahul hold the account. What they happen? SB India sent the money to ICICI Bank India, center correspondent. ICICI Bank India transfer the money to FRB, First Republic Bank. First Republic Bank transfer the money to Citibank UAE, like that. This is the process flow. Whenever we don't think about the transaction should be initiated twice or not, the beneficiary account number is a right account or not, whether I can provide the valid information or not. Any doubts happen in the Bino side, sender side, he writes for the MT195 query. Once he writes the query, based on the query, the response we get for MT196. See this block 75 slash semicolon 75 semicolon slash 7 slash ABC, like that. Okay, these 7 should be talk about the query because what is 7, whether the beneficiary account is a correct account number or not, like that. They code wise they tag the information. Another one is narrative wise they tag the information. See, I will provide a sample example code. In case the 7 means the already the transaction should be initiated, not whether it's a duplicate transaction or not. You need to check on the time used for the 7. 6 means the transaction did not appear in your account statement. The particular transaction should be appear in your account statement or not. That time you can able to do the inquiry for the 6. 75 slash 6 slash ABC, like that you given. Next 5 means the certain beneficiary cannot locate it for the concerned address. So you inquiry about the beneficiary address. Next 4 means the beneficiary unable to identify the transaction. You inquiry about the beneficiary account number or beneficiary full name, last name, beneficiary valid proof, like that. You can able to do that code wise. Another one is a narrative wise. So I will provide some code. See that the code wise should be initiated. First you provide this 75 dot slash 1 slash means it should be debit or not. The particular sector account should be debit or not. 2 means the particular account should be credit or not. Next we check about the transaction, beneficiary transaction. Either they initiate the beneficiary transaction via payment or check. You check the state of the transaction. What is the current transaction status? Whether it's a pending or completed or in progress, like that. 4 means you cannot able to identify the beneficiary transaction. 5 means you cannot able to identify the beneficiary address. 6 means the particular transaction should not appear for your statement. 7 means you can able to check whether the transaction already initiated or not, whether it's for the transaction should be initiated first time or else it's a duplicate transaction or not. Like that. 8 means the account should be hold with the account should be debited for your own account or your virtual account or real account, like that. Lot of codes is there. Based on the code you can able to raise your queries. Okay, you require for the codes, just go to the site and refer the codes. Okay, what are the codes should be available. Next, already I said that you can able to raise either the query, otherwise you can able to raise the narrative field 79 AGNT. You can able to check for the agent account if it's a correct account or not. AM09 amount format is a correct format or not, ISO standard format. Suppose take out the India means 100.15. You cannot able to do that 100.500 because our decimal of only 2 decimals should be accepted for the Indian currency, like that. Cover cancelled or returned, and incorrect currency. Whenever you mention the currency code, that should be correct currency code. Okay, same like that. Field dot 79 dot slash, and you given for the CURR means whether you can able to check the payment currency is a current currency or not. Request by customer, whether customer means cancel upon unable to apply, like that. Duplicate payment, in case you do the payment for twice, you can able to do the inquiry for the DUPL narrative code also. Fraudulent origin, all the inquiry you can able to do that. Okay, based on this code. Okay, this code's already available. I will provide the link in my previous slide. Next, this is for the MT195 mapping sheet. 20 it should be talk about the transaction reference number. Whenever you initiate the transaction, on the time reference number should be generated. 21 it should be talk about the related reference number. It's a financial institution to financial institution tracking reference number. 79 is a query. Based on the number you can able to raise your query. Already said that 6 means duplicate account number, whether like that. Based on the number you can able to raise the query. These 3 fields should be mandatory. Another one, what are the fields should be mandatory? Transaction reference number, related reference number, query should be mandatory. And narrative, you can able to raise your query via narrative, whether it's a duplicate transaction or not, either it's a correct agent or not, like that. M11A, empty and date of the original message. When the original message should be initiated, that time should be talked about. 79, it should be talked about the description of the narration. Okay, what you initiated, they provide the extra information of your narration field. And these all the fields should be mandatory and optional. Next, we will look on this all the slide. Let's be talk about whatever the MT2MS information. 20 sender reference number we got as an instruction ID. 21 transaction number we got as transaction ID. 13C time indication we got as settlement time indication. 23B bank operation code we got as a instruction party code, and 23 is instruction code we got as a instruction for creditor agent. 32A validated currency code we got as a interbank settlement date. 15A ordering customer debtor. 52A ordering institution debtor agent. 53A setter corresponding instructing agent. 54A receiver corresponding instructed agent. 56A intermediate agent. 57A account with institution creditor agent. 58A beneficiary institution creditor. 59A beneficiary creditor. Sender to the information, you can able to see that who is the sender and extra information should be provided in this field. Thanks for watching this video. Kindly subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.